Hi everyone, Chaplain Ayers here to talk to you about the RISE topic for the month of June. We're looking at perseverance this month, and our attribute this month is perseverance through consistency. It's being consistent in the things that we need to do. Defined, it's to persevere with consistency is the ability to remain focused on your goal by utilizing or modifying methods to develop a process that works on a regular basis. By utilizing or modifying methods of a process that works on a regular basis. It's being able to do things that are consistent regularly. I often hear when I talk to people that are getting ready to retire, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. What am I going to do when I get out of the military? See, the thing is those options begin to open up for them. And while they might be ready to retire from the military, they're not quite sure exactly what they want to do when they retire or where they're going to go when they retire. It reminds me of being in high school, and I worked at a movie theater. And there was a retired chief that worked at the movie theater as a greeter. His job literally was to stand at the front door on a Friday or Saturday and basically tell people, welcome to Showcase Cinemas. The line or the box office on your right or on your left is the shortest line or is moving quicker. I remember thinking that when we would ask him between movie sets to help us clean up the lobby and scoop up all the popcorn or the trash or whatever that was in the area, he would always tell us no. That wasn't his job. And I remember thinking to myself, well, wait a second here, why won't you help us out? And he said, see, the thing is, you have to understand, I don't need this job. I want this job because it allows me to get free movies for my grandson so that he can have cheaper dates. I thought to myself, wow, I want to be in a position like that when I grow up where I can look at somebody and say, I don't need this. I do it because I want to. And there's some level of benefit. I remember a deputy wing chaplain asked me at one point in time what my plan was for my career after I retired. And I told him, I said, I want to be the guy that sits in the bridge at Disney World and it's a small world ride and press the little red button that releases the boat into the ride and just wave at families as they go by. He looked at me really weird and says, but your qualifications and you have the doctorate and you have all these other things. What makes you want to do that? And I said, because I want the ability to be able to sit in an air-conditioned booth, press a button and wave at people and not really have to worry about anything for the rest of my life. I want to do something not because I need to do it. I want to do it because I want to do it. You see, when we're consistent about it, then there's something that we have to realize we have to do. There's processes that we have to go through that are consistent with achieving our goals. For me, the consistency was, if I want to be a retired military member, I have to go through 20 years in the military. Well, here I am 24 years later, still going through the military, not because I need to anymore, but because I want to do what I'm doing, because I love doing what I'm doing. Here are a couple helping tips that will allow you to remain consistent when you are persevering through whatever it is that you're facing in life. 1, reduce the worry and increase the positivity. You see, when we increase the positivity, when we have positive things in our lives, it helps us remain consistent. Sometimes we worry that we're not going to achieve our goals, or we worry that we're not going to get to the places that we need to get. But the reality of it is that when we reduce that worry and say, I can achieve my goals, I have positive thinking, I can do this, then we have the ability to be able to move past the negativity and the worry. Think of it this way, control your controllables and let go of your uncontrollables. Let other people worry about the things you can't control and worry and work on the things that you can with a positive, optimistic attitude. The second thing is to create it once and use it multiple times. If you find something that works for you and you created it, use it multiple times. Don't just use it once. It's not a one and done. It's one of those things where you can look at it and go, I can use this over and over and over again. It's the same concept that we have in the military. Is this a sustainable program? Is this a sustainable process? Is this a sustainable thing, event, whatever? And if so, how do we sustain it? What are the resources it takes, and how do we keep doing it along the way in order to achieve our goals? We do the same thing with our goals in life. Is it sustainable, and can we use it along the way to achieve what we need to do? Don't recreate the wheel. Use the same wheel over and over again until it doesn't work anymore. And then gravitate to your dominant thought or goal. Dominate towards your dominant thought or goal. And what that basically means is it's the ability for you to move forward by always focusing on that, gravitating towards that dominant thought. This is where I want to be. So everything you do in life then turns into that thing that you want to be or you want to do. When I was going for my doctorate, I had somebody that had just graduated from their PhD program actually tell me, every paper that you write towards what you want to write your dissertation on. Don't wait until it's time to write your dissertation to do all your research and your papers and everything else. If you do, every class you take, you write a paper towards your dissertation. You've completed your research. You've got all your research material, your references, everything that you need to do, and you just put them together into one document. Well, I followed that advice, and I actually ended up writing the first 3 chapters of my dissertation while I was deployed. You begin to think about that. You begin to think about the consistency of that. I knew where I wanted to be, and I followed the directions of the thing that was easiest. I gravitated towards that dominant goal. The dominant goal was to write my dissertation, and so everything that I did circled around me writing that dissertation or the subject that I wanted to write on. Well, I hope this helps you think about being more consistent in your goals and persevering through whatever challenges life puts your way. We hope to see you next week when we talk about perseverance with spirituality and how we can persevere through a belief in something greater than ourselves. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next week.